said things that I was going to share, but one of the things that I want to share is the last year with Bud. Bud's my neighbor, and Sergey Brubaker's here. He's our neighbor, and Bev and Greg are here. But Bud would walk around the neighborhood, and Bud wasn't doing as well, so he would get tired, and he'd walk along like this, and he would stop, and he'd stare out in the neighborhood, and all the neighbors would come and talk to him for a couple, maybe 10 to 20 seconds, and then Bud would walk on, and he'd walk a little further, and he'd stop and stare out into the neighborhood and catch his breath. But I didn't even know this, but I was talking to Sergey and Bev and Greg, and they said, well, we love to talk to Uncle Bud when he'd walk by our block, and they would come out, and it's just pretty neat to hear that. And then at the hospital, it was really neat to see how Sarah comforted Bud in his last few days, his last couple of weeks there. She was there every day, and Bud really wanted her there when I was there, and it was really, really neat to see. And Bud loved Sarah so much, and it was just, it was really great for me to see that. And one of the things that hasn't been mentioned was Bud's faithfulness to his family and his wife, and through everything. Bud is a great example for everybody that you saw speak today. What an example of faithfulness and a man that loved his family and loved his wife. And I do have some stories for my kids. I'll start with Levi. Levi and then Jesse's sister lives across the street from us, and they have kids that are Levi's age and Jenna's age. And Levi and Luke and Kate and Jenna, they always run down to Uncle Bud's and get candy. And they always stay for maybe 30 seconds, and then they get candy, and then they leave. And they love to do that, and they just did it on their own. And then Blake and Nathan, they love to make money off Uncle Bud. They shoveled his driveway, mowed his grass, and after Bud passed, Blake mowed Bud's lawn, and Blake came home with a handful of M&Ms and a can of pop on his way back, and that was pretty neat to see, and just carrying on the legacy. And Nathan, he mowed Bud's yard and shoveled his driveway, and Nathan said one day that him and Philip were out. Philip was macheting, and Philip had to leave, and so Philip gave the machete to Nathan, and Bud said, no, you don't machete. So Nathan started macheting, and Bud said, no, I'm not letting you machete. So that's what Nathan shared. But anyways, Bud was a great uncle, and he was right there, witty to the end. I was at the hospital with him, and he was cracking jokes and being witty even when he was half there. And all of a sudden he'd wake up and crack a joke, and he'd go back and kind of be out of it. But he was a great uncle and a great man. And one of the things Levi shared with me, just to show you how the impact. We were at the table after Bud passed, and Levi said, Dad, why didn't the doctors fix him? I said, well, they did their best. And he looked at me, and Levi's an intense guy. He goes, they should have made him better. He could look me right in the eye, and he was fierce about it. And I said, yeah, I know. I was really sad. And I found myself going back that night, and we were all praying to God so hard that we could bring Bud back. But I found that God is in control, and there is death and decay in this world, but my hope and what comforted me was knowing that at some day that it'll all be done away with when Christ returns and sets up his kingdom. So, I just want to tell you guys that we loved Uncle Bud, and he loved